Forever I'll live, forever I'll try. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die. Forever this heart, forever my soul. Forever I'll be, forever unknown. Days and nights, skin and bone. Forever this town, forever my car. Forever this night, forever these stars. Forever I live, forever unknown. Forever in love, forever a ghost. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Outer Broadcasting Corporation, coming live to you from the very edge of East Ayrshire. And it's looking smooth and rock steady tonight. Couldn't believe that intro didn't have a single glitch in it. There you go. And I'm looking here and I can see that I am starting to peak a little bit, so I'm just going to turn my mic down a touch and hope that makes it a wee bit better and I don't start going screechy and glitchy on you. Right, hello everyone, how are you all doing? I've got the chat right in front of me so I can see it and I can read it through, and I have a wee agenda tonight too. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail that I created, there might be some interesting chat coming on a wee bit later on. Right, so there've been a few people in very, very early tonight. I mean, I think I didn't go live, but I started the chat thing up about, I don't know, about 11 o'clock this morning. I can't really remember, but there's a few people been in making some good wee points already, which I may come back to if I remember, right? I'll say a few hellos first though. So hello Jay, who was the first to make a comment a long time before the chat even started, saying that this is a topic he's been thinking about for a while. In reality, it's fight or flight. If you can defend safely, then do it. If not, then do as asked. It's only a drone as insured. Good advice, Jay. I may comment a little bit about that. I don't think that might be the advice that I would give. However, we'll come back to it a wee bit. So, Paul says there it depends on the location in which areas of the country. Yeah, that's probably right too, and I will come back to that in a little bit too, if I remember. Good morning, Angel Station from Idaho. Dave Cullen knows better than anyone what it's like to be attacked. Maybe not better than anyone, but certainly anyone in the chat tonight, I think, what it's like to be attacked while you're flying your drone. Dave says you sent me a PM on Facebook. Well, I'm a bit busy at the moment, Dave, so I can't read it. Facebook's not even switched on. Okay. I'm just going to flick to the end of my... Oh, if I can, I will flick to the end of the chat just to make sure that everything is coming in loud and clear from the outer reaches of East Ayrshire. Right. No one says it isn't, so therefore I'm assuming that it is. Okay. I don't want to say hello to everybody because I'd be here all night, but if anybody, as usual, puts something up in orange for me, which is like at Windswept Robert, then I will highlight it. I'm losing my mind already. Right, like that. So Angel Station put up at Windswept Robert. That highlights it in orange for me and it stands out on the screen. So those are the texts, those are messages that will be getting priority to be answered if you've got any questions. The top priority will be anyone who does a super chat or a super sticker, right? If you do one of those and you ask a question and make a comment, that will be shown on the screen without a doubt. Okay, right, check the biscuits. Don't have any biscuits. I ran out of biscuits earlier. And I actually wrote it on my fridge. I've got a big whiteboard in my fridge where I write down things that I come across that I'm missing. So I added biscuits onto that. Okay, right. Well, let's before we start with the show tonight, I'll just take that. Hello, Tommy. Hope you are well too. We are too. And Mavericks Drone says this intro music is the best. Aye, everybody likes this intro music. That's why I haven't changed it. I mean, I should have changed it at least twice by now, but everybody likes it, so I'm going to keep it just the same. Right, so Angel Booster, hello, how you doing? Didn't say hello to you yet, but I have said it now. Right, okay, so let me see if I can just get that off and that off. Right, so before we start tonight, a few people, not a lot of people, a few people have said, is that a green screen you've got behind you there? Or are those real? But they are actually real, and I'm going to have a little snifter tonight, a wee whiskey. But I'm going to let you choose which whiskey I'm having out of these two. So let me go and grab the two that you can have a choice with. I've got this thing that keeps popping up on my screen here, and I don't want it. I want it away. Don't know how to get it away. Right, so... let me drop this one down just now so I don't confuse myself. And let me grab a blended whiskey and a single malt whiskey. And you can choose which one I'm having tonight. Okay, so here we have. Right, this is the Isle of Skye. Right, and this is a blended, an 8-year-old. Is it? An 8-year-old blended, blended whiskey. Right, so... if you want me to have a wee snifter of that, put a 1 in the comments. And the other option is the Loch Lomond, which is a single malt, a beautiful single malt. So I don't know if we're in focus or not there. Right, so if you want me to have a single malt, put a 2 in the comments, and I will look in a few minutes. And the Isle of Skye blended will be 1, and the Loch Lomond single malt will be 2. And don't take too long, because I want a wee whiskey. And my glass is empty until you actually tell me which one I'm choosing. So, and I can't count them all. So, wait, here we go. Right. So look, threes. We've got 3s and 4s. Right, we've got a 1 for Rusty Barnett, 2 for Fish Diaries. Right, so hold on, let me see if I can count this up. Right, so that's a single. That's the blended, and there's a single malt. Single malt. What happened to the Dom Perignon bottles? They're actually sitting right here beside me. These Dom Perignon bottles are this is one that we got. My brother actually gave me this for our wedding, me and the Wian's wedding. He bought it about 25, 30 years ago, and was keeping it for his own wedding, but my wedding came along first. So my brother gave me that bottle of Dom Perignon, and a year later, for our first anniversary, the wee Ian bought me, because I like it so much. She's not so keen on it, but the wee Ian bought me another bottle of Dom Perignon. The only two I've ever had in my life, right? So I kept the bottles. So unfortunately they're empty. They were finished within about 2 minutes of opening them. Right, so it's looking that everybody is saying the single malt. Of course it is. Green Drone Guy, I like the way you're thinking. Green Drone Guy says a single malt and then a blended. Yes, because if you have enough single malts, then you won't even notice that the blendeds are blended. Right, everyone's saying the blended. The single malt. I don't know what Mark's saying. 5, is that the Dom Perignon? It's empty, pal. Right, okay, looks good. It looks like we're having. Rusty Barnett says, are you having a drink for every number on screen? Not if I want to finish the live stream as compos mentis as I have started the live stream, right? Maybe you'd like to see me taking 5 or 6, but we'll just have a wee single malt. Okay, so let me grab the single malt, which is the Loch Lomond. There we go. Beautiful bottle of Loch Lomond. Classic, smooth to perfection. And this is a nice single malt, so I'll pour myself up. Okay. The way you can tell the difference between most single malts and blended is a single malt will usually have a cork top, whereas a blended will usually have just a screw top like that. So not in every case, but in most cases that's true. And that's the way you can tell if you're not sure. Also, a blend, for those of you who don't know, a single malt is usually, don't know if you can see here, probably hard to tell because of the lighting, but a single malt is lighter in colour, a much lighter colour. It's very hard to tell with all the, because I've got coloured lights and things going on here, so it's kind of hard to tell. But anyway, so thanks very much for giving me a single malt. And I'll just have a tiny wee one. A wee Scottish one, so Slangeva. Oh, nectar. Pure gold. Okay. Right, so on with the show. Right, let me have a look at my agenda. To try and remember. Look at me sliding down. I know that I'm off a low tonight, but when I'm recording my videos in the studio, I'm normally sitting up and have the wee button pushed in. So I'm sitting up somewhere here like this, and it looks very professional and very lovely and blah 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 blah, right? But when I'm doing the live stream, I like to kind of relax a bit, so I put the chair back into reclining mode and I lie down here a wee bit, right? So that's why I'm back here. Can everyone hear this? Is it still coming in loud and clear? We still in it loud and clear, yeah? I hope so. I don't know. The chat's acting a wee bit funny tonight. So anyway, and it's starting to get a wee bit out of focus with just the one we snifter. So that's strange. Right, aye. Tommy likes my levels. Just a wee one. That's probably a treble there, I would say. Probably a treble, Tommy. Scottish treble. Right, so let's have a look at my agenda to see if I can remember what's on tonight. Right, okay, right, aye, that's the first point. As you can probably tell, I'm feeling a lot better compared to what I was like last week when I hurt my back. And I've managed to put out a couple of videos this week, right, which was more than I had intended. I had only intended to put out one video a week because I wanted to kind of try and bring the production levels of my video up a bit and make them a bit better produced, and that takes longer, a lot longer. So I've worked out myself that doing 2 videos a week plus a live stream plus the podcast that I'm going to be starting very soon won't allow me to have as high production levels on the videos as I'd like. So I decided just to do 1 a week, but I put out 2 this week. I was moved to putting out 2 videos this week And if you've watched the videos that I put out, you may have been able to tell that my back was still giving me a wee bit of trouble because they're kind of negative videos and I'm a little bit narky in them, you know. And I have found that my mood, the mood that I'm in, if I'm in a bit of pain or if I'm feeling a bit down or I'm feeling a bit annoyed and angry, the videos that I create during that period tend to reflect that. So some of my videos are a bit narkier than others, and I think the two that I produced this week were a little bit narky. I can't even remember what videos I produced this week. Let me just bring up my channel and have a look. I know one of them was a kind of audit type video, you know, and I said I wouldn't do. I didn't say I wouldn't ever do any more of those, but I did say I would not. It wasn't something I was going to focus on. Right. So the video that I put out on the 11th, what day? 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th. So that was Wednesday. Was the video of a species of human without a conscience, and I felt moved to produce that video, which was an anti-fraudit or an anti-auditor video that I felt I had to, because and I'm sure most of you have watched it. Most of you in the chat here will have watched it. It came to light that, you know, one of the auditors, I'm not going to mention him by name here, but we know who we're talking about. He was involved in a what do they call it? A vehicular collision, I don't know. It wasn't an accident because, you know, it was his fault. He was involved in a collision where he was so busy turning on his camera and starting to narrate either a video or a live stream while chasing down a fire engine with its blue lights flashing that he knocked over a kid on a bike. And the video, he must have uploaded the video at some point and then quickly realised it was a mistake and took it down. But you have to be quick in the internet, because once you post something up, boom, someone will capture it. And someone captured it and reposted it, and it was doing the rounds on social media. And I felt that I wanted to highlight that, because so many people think that particular auditor is a good guy and doing a good job and really nice and blah 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 and gives money to homeless people and whatnot. And I thought, I'm gonna put that up. Oh, Tommy, I just noticed that your thing's still there. I'll take it down if I can. It's quite hard with this screen tonight. It's a bit strange. I felt that I wanted to not expose anything, but I wanted to highlight a facet of this person's character that he would like to keep hidden, and his followers and fanboys and fangirls would like to deny ever happened. So that's why I made that video. And also, my back was still twinging on Wednesday, and I was in a right stinker of a mood. So I thought, right, you're getting it. I'm having you on a video. So I did. I made that video. So that's the kind of two reasons that I made that. And I'm going to be coming on to speak about that particular auditor a bit later on, because it relates to the main topic of tonight, which is, I say main topic, it relates to the topic that I put in the thumbnail of what do you do if you're flying your drone and you're attacked, okay? Because it's happening more and more and more. So I'll get to that. It's on my agenda. It's not right now. I will get to it, and I will be revisiting this particular auditor because of another video that he posted just a couple of days ago, which is going viral, absolutely viral. And I think it's going to have a very negative impact on drone flyers, hobbyists, us, the rest of us. And I think it may even bring in new laws and new regulations that are going to restrict us even more. So I'll get to that, and I'll talk about that at some point later on too. And then I'll talk about what do you do if you're attacked. Because I had an email from someone asking a question, and I thought that's a fantastic question, and I'm going to make a video on it. But before I do that, I'll have a chat about it tonight. Okay, so before I get to the next, so that was agenda point one, which was just to say hello to everybody and tell you that I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week, right? So let me have a wee check through some of your emails, and Rusty Barnett, I did say placemats too. Placemats. Every time I click this, there's something popping up on the screen. I don't like that because I can't get rid of it. You can't see it, but it doesn't matter. Right, Peter Mulder says, what about a single milk? No, a single malt will do us. Look at that, isn't that absolutely glorious? Look at the beautiful colour of that. And this wee glass here, this whiskey glass, this crystal whiskey glass, the wee Ian bought me this for my birthday 2 years ago, I think it was. Or was it my Christmas 2 years ago? No, I think it was I don't know. She bought me it for my Christmas and my birthday, and I absolutely adore it. It's a fantastic... If you're thinking of getting one of those big crystal glasses for a whiskey, this is the glass to get. It's crystal, and it's... Oh, perfect, thank you. Thanks for picking two. I was hoping you were going to pick two. Right, so Gerard McGlinchey says that you sent me a pic on Messenger of the whiskey that I'm drinking as it's a blended Scotch. There's nothing wrong with blended. I love blended whiskey. I love malt whiskey. I love any whiskey. Two's a winner. Aye, it is indeed. Right, this thing keeps sticking here, right? So the pop-ups might be a wee bit dinky tonight, all right? Stevie says, good product, please. I never thought of that, Stevie, actually. I wonder if there's anyone watching from Loch Lomond or what was the other one? The Isle of Skye whiskey. If you are, if there's any other whiskey merchants, whiskey distillers watching, and you'd like a bit of promotion, send me a case and I'll promote you. Thanks, Stevie. Never thought of that. Davey says both bottles. Get him, Davey. Stop fannying about it. Davey, I like the way you think, pal. I like the way you think. Right. Aye, it was tiny. It was tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay, so there's another wee bit of chat. Let me move on with my agenda. You can hear me loud and clear. That's good. Graham, hello. How you doing? Swanland, hello. How you doing? JJ, stop talking and get into it. Okay, we call that a hoose measure. We do indeed. Right, okay, so let me move on now. Right, there's Mark has made a good point. There's 61 watching, is that right? I can't tell here. If I have a quick look at this, I can tell. 62 watching at the moment and 29 likes I have. 62 watching and 29 likes. Okay, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I always say, if you feel inclined to give me a thumbs up, that's great. I'm more than happy for that. If you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. What I would ask is, don't do one of them. If you've got a problem with anything I'm saying, email me, message me, contact me, and we'll have a heated debate. You don't have to do those, right? That just puts me in a right bad mood when I see these things. Anyway, so... Right, I've got a playback error occurred. I hope everything's all right. I hope I'm still broadcasting live. I've just seen a playback error. Are we still recording live? I'll assume we are. Jay says, try some of the 1926 Macallan. Jay, if you want to buy me one of those bottles, that's fine. 1.9 million. I'd love a Macallan, but I can't afford the Macallan. Maybe I should contact Mr. Beast and ask him if he'll send me a bottle of Macallan, eh? How about that? Right, okay. I think we're still recording. I think I'm still broadcasting, even although it says, if I show you my screen here, I can show you my screen. Look, it says on the screen, an error occurred. Please try it again later. Playback. So I don't know what the error is there. Although it does tell me I'm still live, and it does say I've got an excellent connection. But look, if you do see here, look, I've got 67 concurrent viewers, right? 67. It says 65 down here, but it says 67 here. And I've got 37 likes. I don't know why that is. Unless people have popped in, not liked it, and popped back out. I've got no idea. Right? So, but anyway, so there you go. If you want to give me a thumbs up, do. If you don't, then don't do. Let me move on to agenda point 2, right? Which is this. And it will lead me on to agenda point 3, probably. And then I'll finish with agenda point 4. That's normally the way things go. Right, agenda point 2. DJ audits, right? Now, I know you're all thinking, oh no, I know him again. This is important. This is an important one for us as drone flying hobbyists. Now, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, he created a video this week, and I don't know if any of you have seen it or not, but it's going viral. It will probably hit a million, couple of million at least. It could hit 10, 20, 100 million. I don't know. It could hit massive, massive figures. It was he went down to the studios where they record the Big Brother TV show. I didn't know they still did the Big Brother TV show. I thought it was cancelled years and years and years ago. I don't even know what channel puts it on. I don't watch TV ever. I just don't. I haven't watched TV for years. So I didn't even know. I thought Big Brother was cancelled many moons ago when it went from Channel 4 to Channel 5 or wherever. However, apparently it's still a thing. And I think it's still the same format. People go into the house and they're isolated for a period of time, and they get kicked out one at a time or whatever it is. You've probably all seen it. It was a big show back in the day. Well, DJ Audits went down to wherever they record the studios these days, and he set up outside the studio on public ground, as he always does, and he sent his drone up and flew over the top of the house, looking down into it, into the garden and all of that area. Well, there was an alert in the house, and the house was locked down. All of the housemates were moved into the rooms, and it was completely locked down, and they sent security out to ask what's going on, because I mean, in this day and age, we know that what the possibilities of people being harmed very, very easily by lunatics on bridges with knives and guns, and you know, possibly flying drones and dropping grenades or who knows what, right? So it was a massive scare for them, because these housemates are either minor celebrities before they go in, or they become celebrities at the end of the show. And celebrities these days, like anyone, but celebrities more than anyone really are under threat of being harmed by lunatics. So the security all came out, and the PR department and the marketing department came out to approach DJ Audits and ask him, what are you doing? What's going on? And of course, that's what he wanted. That's his shtick, is to get people out and to try to get a confrontation with them. And he did his usual shtick. I'm flying on public land. I'm not telling you what I'm doing. You'll find out when it's published, and I'm going to publish it, and blah, blah, blah. Usual stuff, right? Now, whether he was right or whether he was wrong, that's neither here nor there, right, as far as I'm concerned. What I am concerned about, as I'm sure most of you will, is that for years he and his ilk have been carrying out these shenanigans at places, industrial estates, commercial properties, police stations, military establishments, wherever. And they've been getting good views and all that kind of thing. But he has now moved into an area where the people that run television shows make millions and millions of pounds. It's full of very wealthy and very in-touch people. People who have enough money and clout to lobby ministers to make changes in the law, right? So the problem we now have, because of this DJ Audit's latest endeavour, is that we are now possibly in the position where some TV executives will be lobbying for changes in the law regarding drones. And that's going to affect all of us, going to affect every one of us. That's aside from the security implications. the other big problem for me is that your terrorist, your person who wants to hurt other people, not even a terrorist, just a lunatic, now can see an easy way to do it. You know, this is quite a simple way to do it. All I have to do is attach some kind of poison, poison powder or explosive or something onto a drone, fly it over an area that I want to attack and release it. And that guy, they will think, look, watch DJ Audit's videos. See, he does it all the time. It's a simple thing to do. I'm now going to do it. So it makes the possibility of a harmful and dangerous act happening to hurt people much more likely. I believe it does. And that, again, makes it much more likely that there are going to be laws introduced to restrict our drone flying. So I was going to make a video about that particular act that he did. And I even created a thumbnail and a title, and I stuck it up. I accidentally stuck it up onto Wednesday's video, and someone pointed it out. You've put the wrong thumbnail and the wrong video up there. So I quickly changed it back. Well, I didn't quickly. It took me a day and a half to change it back. But I had planned to do a video about it, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because, first of all, it'll look like I'm trying to cash in on this massive viral video. This video is going to go viral because Big Brother is a viral program, and I don't want that. And second of all, I don't want to be any part of this massive problem, this problem of becoming a real security risk to commercial areas. And I felt that if I had made a video about it, I would have been part of that. And so I'm not going to make a video about it. And the thumbnail that I did make about it won't be getting used anywhere. Okay, so that's really all I think I wanted to say. I'd like to see, I'm sure in your comments you've been saying some things about it. I'd like to see what anyone has had to say, and it will lead me on to my next point, which is the main topic of the night. What do you do if you're attacked? But I want to see what anyone has to say. Yeah, I've got 66 viewers now and 42 likes, so it's getting better. Somebody said that Maverick's drone said 67 and now climbing. I see 66 concurrent viewers and 42 likes. Okay, it's getting better. Right, so where are we? Get back here! Get back here! Aye, famous for that. Right. Jay says channel... Oh, it's still on channel 4, is it, Jay? I have no idea. I thought it started off on channel 4 and then went to channel 5. It's back with... Well, that's even what... If it's back with channel 5... If it's back with channel 4, then that's even worse because they're a much bigger channel than channel 5. And although I think channel 4, when they first started, they were all about for the people. But you know, I think money comes first with them. Money is always first. And here's the other thing as well. If the channel 4 Big Brother, is it still, it was, I can't remember who used to make it, Endemol used to make it, I think it was. If the producers and the creators of that show decide that the images are copyright of theirs, that may also cause us problems. I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential issues with what he did that's going to affect us. And he might get a viral video out of it. He might get 10 million, 100 million views out of it, and that's all well and good for him. But what about the rest of us who are going to be restricted over this? It's not right. Right. So Tazzy says it's channel 5. Jay says channel 4. Tazzy says channel 5. I don't know. I don't even have... I've got a telly, but I only watch Amazon Prime, Disney Channel, Apple TV, and I've got another one. What is it? It's not Netflix. No, I've only got those three: Disney, Apple, and Amazon Prime. And YouTube, of course, 99% of what I watch on my telly is YouTube. Right. And Maverick's Drone's got the best idea of all. He says, I watch Windy Bob instead. What's Big Brother besides the book by Mr. Orwell? There you go, you're right. You know. Caroline says, I'm surprised they didn't set up a no-fly zone over the... Probably never considered that some lunatic would fly a drone right over the top of it. They should have, because, I mean, every Jack in his Doug these days has got a drone. So they probably should have considered that. But I just wonder how much did it cost the production of that show by having to lock down and really kind of stop production, because they had to, the crew that walk around the kind of parapet filming the I was going to say the animals inside, filming the housemates, the caged housemates, they had to be cleared from the parapet. Okay, so they had an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day off. I don't know how long they had off. So they had time off, but they had to be paid for that. So they would have been being paid for doing nothing. The security team had to divert what they were doing to come out and deal with DJ audits. The PR team and the marketing team had to come out and stop doing what they were doing and come out and deal with this lunatic. So that's... all of these things add up. And how much, I mean, I don't know what a TV production company costs per minute, per hour. You know, it'd probably be in the thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, I would imagine. So for every minute that their production is shut down, they could be losing thousands and thousands. So if they were shut down for, I don't know how long they were locked down for, but let's supposing they were locked down for even just an hour, and they're earning, I don't know, their costs are £10,000 a minute or something. You know, that's like, count that up straight away. What's that, £600,000, $500,000? It can't be as high as that. But you can see what I'm getting at. They have made a loss here. They have had to stop production to deal with this character, and therefore they have lost money. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lawsuit if they finally work out who he is, which they know who he is, because I have personal information that I know all of DJ Audit's personal details have been sent to the company that make Big Brother. I know that because I'm in a couple of groups that look at things like this, and so they will have his personal details by now. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of lawsuit coming in. And don't forget that the way lawsuits work in certainly this country in United States of America is the more money you have for your lawyers, the more likely it is that you're going to win. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have the legal fees to defend, you can't defend. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this. It'll be interesting to see if there are, never mind any repercussions that happen to DJ Audits himself, but any new restrictions that come in that are lobbied into law to prevent us from flying or restrict our flying. We'll see what happens. Okay. Right, Mark Sullivan said, hi Jackie to Backpack Jack. So Jackie popped in and is maybe still in. I can't see you saying hello there, but the to be honest with you, the chat goes past so fast here that I miss almost all of it. You can see the chat yourself. There's a lot of chat goes in. Right, so let me zip through and see where we are now. Right, 71 in climbing. Right, Ian Lister, FFS. Why is, and we know what FFS means, but I won't say it. Why is BB the topic of this chat? Ian, if you don't like the topic of the chat, you're welcome to leave, right? Nobody will miss you. So on you go. We don't care. The topic of this chat is the topic of this chat. If you don't like it, there's the door, okay? BB, big boob contestants. It has been in some years. It definitely has been. Right, he'll have to sell a lot more chargers to get a decent lawyer, says Tazzy. Aye, you're right, because it wouldn't be cheap. Right, let's talk Karen's Kens. Okay, Mavericks drones. Let's get that. Ian Lister retracted the message. Don't know what it was, but he's retracted it. Right, Ian. Whatever. If you don't like it, on you go. So let me move on to my next point. Right, which is going to deal with what do you do if you're attacked. Right, I was sent an email. Let me see if I can get this email up for you just now, if I can find it. Right, I was sent an email by Paul Allen. Let me click over here. And it says, oh God, it's hard to read here. Hi, to Windswept Robert. This was sent back in May, right, the 6th of May. Hi, I'm one of your subscribers on YouTube. I've searched your videos and YouTube and can't find a video on this. It's for DJI Mini 2. Maybe when you've ran out of ideas, Aye, right. You could try it. There's no videos on return to home using the maps. I was wondering if I got into an altercation whether I could leave the drone up so no Muppets grab it when I land and just change the home point to a safe place using the maps and let it toddle off and land somewhere well out of the way. Like maybe my own back garden if it's not out of range, and whether it was reasonably accurate landing where I set the home point to, as I wouldn't want it landing on the roof of my house. I'm yet to try this myself, but wouldn't be making a video for YouTube because I can't be doing with all the ladies messaging me. Thought it might be an interesting one for you. Thanks, Paul. Paul, it is an interesting one. And I got your email back in May and I thought, oh, I'm going to do that because theoretically, yes, you can do what you have said. Theoretically, I have made quite a few videos where you can change the home point while you're in flight. And I have used this on occasion where I have been walking with Lassie, my Mini 2, walking quite a distance. And I will change the home point mid-flight because if Lassie was to return to home during the flight for whatever reason, loss of connection, low battery, she would return to the point where we launched, which might be a mile or two back when we started walking. So I've made a couple of videos on that. So theoretically, it is absolutely possible to do what you have said. It will just take a bit of preparation, and it's not really using the maps. It's using another feature within the DJI software. Excuse me, I need another wee single malt. Here we go. You can probably hear me slurping away there. So I like that question. And I'm going. That is going to be my video this week that I make this week, because yes, it's theoretically possible, and I'm pretty sure I've worked it out in my head how to do it, and I'm 99% sure it would work. But you know me, I want to test it. I want to try it out. So that's the video I'm going to be making this week, and Paul sent me it in May, right? But I put it in the back burner until now, because now is the perfect time to make this video, because the instances, is that the right word? The instances or the incidents of people being confronted while they are flying their drone is becoming more and more. I wish if I was in the middle, you'd see me going like that. It's happening more and more often. And I think it is going to continue to happen more and more often, especially when the publicity, when videos like DJ audits attacking the Big Brother studio are being publicised the way they are and going viral, more people are going to become aware of it and say, I'm going to be watching out for any drones, and if I see somebody flying a drone, I'll be right up there telling them to wind his neck in, and if he doesn't, I'll be taking that controller off him and sticking it up his... You know what I mean? These things are going to be happening. So before I continue on, Let me just say, Jay, thanks very much for the super chat. And Jay says, being attacked is scary in my opinion. And Jay said it before at the beginning. It was the first comment I read. Defend if you safely can. Screen record and video record on the drone. If worst comes to worst, just surrender the drone as it's insured. Will you a mention on my show tonight? I think that means you're going to give me a mention on the show tonight. Thanks, Jay. I'll be watching your show. I'll be listening to your show tonight. As you know, and I told you last week, Jay runs a radio show. Jay owns a radio show, pamtorbay.com. Mark, if you could stick that in the chat, that'd be great. In fact, I could probably just Pam Torbay. It's dead easy. pamtorbay.com. Right, fantastic radio station. It's something. I think that's right. I hope so. If it was wrong, let me know and I'll retype it. Okay, let me address what you're saying here, Jay. Right, and that's Jay's thing coming up there. Thanks, Jay. Right, being attacked is scary. Yes. For most people, it is, unless you have a background of military, police, prison service, MMA fighter, or whatever, or unless you are a martial artist or something like that. Yes. Being attacked can be scary, and even for people who have a background like that, being attacked can be scary. Yes, you say defend yourself if you safely can. I don't agree with that, Jay. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't agree with that. No matter how capable you are at defending yourself, you shouldn't attempt to do it. You shouldn't attempt. You should immediately leave. If someone confronts you and you believe they are going to physically attack you, leave the situation, right? The reason for this, one of the reasons for this, is that I have a very good friend who can absolutely handle himself. He has the background, he has the ability, and he's very, very capable of handling a situation where he's attacked. And he did that in a situation where he was attacked. He was attacked, and he was in a situation where he couldn't escape. He was backed up against something, and he had no escape route. So he defended himself by basically taking out the other person. The other person was left in a much, much worse state than he was, and called the person that attacked him and ended up worse off, called the police. The police looked at the person and saw the injuries to the person that had initiated the attack and brought charges against my friend who was defending himself. It went to court and he was found guilty. So my advice, Jay, is even if you can safely defend yourself and you're capable of doing it, don't run away. Run away, right? You think, I'm not going to lose face by running away. You're not losing face. What you're doing is you're not losing a court case by pummeling some guy who's attacked you and ending up in court yourself. You wouldn't be doing that. But if you're in the middle of flying a drone and you run away when your drone's up there, that leaves you with a situation where, what am I going to do? And that's where Paul's email is perfect for this. What do you do? Not what do you do to defend yourself, but what do you do with your drone when it's in the air and you are either being attacked or you are about to be attacked and you decide, I'm out of here, I've got to get myself out of here, which you absolutely should do always, right? The only time you should ever not run away is if you can't. If you cannot escape, there's no escape route and you have to defend yourself, is try to knock the person down and then run away in an escape route that you can, right? You're not being a coward, you're not being a scaredy cat. You're being sensible and clever, right? So, if you preset a home point that is a safe place away from where you're going to be flying, and you would only ever do this, not ever, but you would only do this if you felt that you were going to go into an area where there was a potential that you could be attacked. Now, why you would go into an area like that, I don't know, but there may be a reason why you may think, this, it's an area, I really want to get this footage of this thing. I really must get it. But I know there's a couple of people that hang about this area that are not friendly to drone flyers, right? Why would you do it? You would go at a time when they weren't there. But anyway, let's suppose that is a situation that you're going to be going into. You can, provided you take the early precautions, you can set up a home point in a safe area and then go to your location and fly. And then if you have to leg it out of there, you just hit return to home and leg it off and the drone will go back to your safe point. Okay? So that is one reason to do this, and I'm going to test it and do that today. Now, I made a video a few weeks ago, or was it a couple of months ago, I don't know, with my mate Eddie. And you saw that a kind of similar thing happen. I use a similar method, right? I would walk along and it flew over, landed it, took it off and flew it back to me to see how far away can you land it and take it off and fly it back to you. So it will be something similar to that video, but it will be more about setting up a home point in advance that is in a safe area, not particularly at the area, and it doesn't have to be too far away, but not at the area where you're going to be flying. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that this week. Right, so before I get to my final point, let's just have a wee look at the chat to see what anyone thinks of that. Right. Oh, Ian's come back to me. Let's see. Ian Lister says, "Sheesh, I've been watching you for a couple of years, and I like to hear you chat about drones. Big Brother stuff is not what I expect from you." Ian, if you had just held on, you would have seen why it is related to drones, right? Because a drone flew over the Big Brother. I'm not going to repeat myself, right? But it was related, right? But, you can't come in and start whining about something I'm talking about, thinking that I'm going to change what I'm going to be talking about. The simple thing is, if you're not happy with what I'm talking about, go and find a chat that you are happy with, okay? But it was related. It was absolutely related, okay? Right, and that's all I have to say about that, all right? Paul says, the last time I watched anything on TV was early 2020. This is 23. I'd be about the same, Paul, probably. About the same. There's just nothing on there that interests me, to be honest with you. Right. Right, I don't know what you mean here. I'm not interested anymore. Right, there you go. Aye, okay. I don't want to get into a big argument with Ian. Right, about this. I think Ian realises now that that it was related. Anyway, right. Like Maverick's drone says, some folks may have slower intakes. Aye, so anyway, right. Okay, where are we? I'm just having a look at the chat there. Right, Dave, let's see what Dave has to say. Dave, Jay, it is very scary. Dave has had experiences, as you know. I created a wee video for Dave to show just what he went through. It is very scary. No one wants to help you when you're surrounded by a group of French Marines. Well, to be frank, Dave, there was nobody there. I believe you were out on your own. I mean, that's the other way you could avoid, not necessarily avoid a confrontation, but you could stand less of a chance of being confronted or feel safer if you are confronted, if you had someone with you. We can't always get someone with us. I mean, Eddie comes out with me flying as often as he can, but it's not every time I go out. He can't manage every single time. So sometimes you are on your own. And Dave, if some aggressive person comes up to you, it's scary because you don't know, even if they're small and they don't look as if they could do much damage, you don't know what that person is capable of, and you don't know if, how much of a nutcase they are. So yeah, it's scary, okay. Right. Gerald says to Jay, can we receive your channel here in Ireland? Gerard, I'm sure you can. It's an internet radio station, so I'm pretty sure I can get it up here in Scotland, so I'm pretty sure you can get it in Ireland. Stevie says, I take a wee folder full of rules and regulations and a few links and my reasons for being there. I tell them to pick up and read it while I land the drone. See, that's a fantastic suggestion, Stevie. Absolutely great idea. And other people do similar things. Some of them will wear a high-vis vest with professional drone pilot on the back of it, and they will carry laminated sheets showing the drone regulations. And it's a great idea, but you are still going to run into the lunatic who doesn't care, who just doesn't care. It's like, I mean, if you watch the opening 20 seconds to my one of my videos, one of the videos I just recently released, I think it was the most recent one. There's a guy, actually, this is in England, I think it was in Berkshire or something like that. A guy came out with a handgun, right? I don't think it was an air gun. I think it was actually, I don't know, it looked like a real gun to me. And he said he had shot at the drone 3 times, and he's waving the gun about, actually pointing it at the drone pilot, who was there for commercial reasons. I think he was there doing an estate agent viewing of a house, and this guy came out with a gun waving it about. He'd shot 3 times and he was inadvertently pointing it at, well, maybe not inadvertently, maybe he knew what he was doing, pointing it at this at the. And if a guy came to me with a gun, he came that close, first of all, I'd be on top of him, disarming him with a gun and using as lethal force as I could. I mean, I would knock him unconscious, because there's a threat of death there, so you just don't know, There's Andres Casai says, when 8 hooded guys walk up to you like they've done to me today, your best bet is taking off with the drone so they can't take it and leaving as soon as you can. Absolutely, yes. And if your drone's in the air, if you have a predefined return to home launch point, which isn't the launch point, you don't even have to launch there and set the home point. You can reset the home point once you're up in the air. Even if you're running, you could still do it. You could change the home point, send the drone off in one direction. You could run in the opposite direction, and your drone would be safe. And if you're a fast enough runner, you'd be safe too. But yeah, that's it. And it doesn't even necessarily mean 8 hooded guys. One guy comes up to you and he's threatening enough. You don't know if he's got a knife in his back pocket. You don't know if he's got a shotgun down his trouser leg. Just get out of there, okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth ending up in hospital, and it's not worth putting him in hospital because you'll end up in court, okay? Right, okay. So, right, and there, Jay, you say you're fortunate you're 6 feet 6 and 20 stone, so you don't have people approaching me. If I were to run away and look like an airy fairy, mate, it doesn't matter what size you are and what weight you are. I've seen guys my height, and I'm not 6 feet 6, right, and my weight, I'm very overweight, taking down guys taller and bigger than you. It doesn't matter what size you are and weight you are. And if there's 2 little hyenas at you, it doesn't matter how big and strong you are, you're toast, okay? And it's not worth it to get into a fight with them. You'll just either end up getting hurt yourself or hurting them and ending up in court. Right, okay, 5 minutes ago, so I'm gonna do this final wee thing here. I kind of set up a wee bit earlier, and I thought I would give you a wee insight. It's kind of related to negativity, I suppose. Right, oh, who was that? I quickly get rid of that to see, what was that? Oh, it was JJ's, thanks very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. So there you go, was it that one there? Aye, there it was. By the time you finish, I know, I haven't been drinking it very fast tonight, have I? Too much yap, too much blether, that's what it is. Don't worry, I'll be finishing it after. Right, it's 5 minutes ago. Let me move on to this final wee thing. I just thought it would be nice to give you an insight to seeing about some of the comments and emails and messages that I get on a daily basis, okay? Graham, thanks very much for the super chat. For fuel, car or drink, probably not for fuel because I'm not going out so much now that the nights are getting dark, but it will help towards the subscriptions that I pay for things that run the channel. So all of your super chats and all your coffees that you buy me go towards alleviating some of the costs of running the channel. So that's where it'll go. So I thought I'd give you an insight into some of the comments and things that I receive on a daily basis for the last few minutes. So let me click over to the screen and I'll just pop up a couple of these. Let's hope they pop up. Oh, it didn't. Let's bring it down here. Oh my God, we're all over the place. Right, so here we go. The first one here. Oh, how can I really mucked up here. Right, the first one is from Captain FPV, who says, ha ha ha, this commentary is pathetic. You piggyback on DJ Audit success for clicks and views. Ha 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 ha. Right, okay. Another one. Can we get it back? I didn't set this up very well, did I? So here, that's the commentary is pathetic. Here's another one. What a knob. That's from the Stu. Okay, thanks, the Stu. Right, here's another one. What we got here? I'm just banging these. These are the ones that I cut and pasted the other one. Here's another one. No one cares about your channel. Oh, really? Nobody cares about my channel. Oh, no, will I do? I'm going to cry. Here's another one. What does this one say? You're a sad old man. That's what you see in the mirror. Why do you hate auditors so much? Not all of them are criminals. Oh, my holy word. Right. Oh, let's see if we can get another one. Got quite a few here. I don't know if we'll get them on time before the show ends. Here's this one. This is from TVE Cam. Don't be a pillock all your life. I'll try my best. It's Trev, I think it's Trev Cam. I'll try my best not to be a pillock, right? But I can't promise. It's just part of my makeup, right? Here's another one. What's this? You're such a hypocrite. Oh, Paul NX7Y. He's my biggest fan. Negative fan. You're such a hypocrite, Robert. You're anti-frauder, and yet when the police came calling, your reaction was straight out of the frauder's handbook, like a petulant little child. Oh, Paul. Paul loves. Here's another one. He messages constantly in comments and emails, and he loves me. Him and Paul again. You launch a drone off the roof of your car, expect to be taken seriously. You're just a drone cowboy. And I think I've got one more of Paul's, which I think was probably my favourite. No, maybe no, but there's another one here. I don't think this is my favourite one of his. But he says, and you wonder why the CA are going to change the sub 250 rules. Arrogant, self-entitled pricks is why. I think he's talking about me there. I think this might be my favourite one of his, is it? No, it's no. Right, I think that was enough for Paul. I mean, I get about 10 a day for him. So this is, obviously, this guy has something to hide, and that is your rights. What an idiot. What an idiot. Right, we still got time to do a few more. Oh, here we go. This is my favourite one for Paul. Right, favourite one for Paul. And you are an arrogant wee Scotty. Windswept Robert. I'm an arrogant. Oh, hello, away. I'm an arrogant wee Scotty, right? So there you go. I've still got a minute left, right? I've got a minute left. I'll throw a few more on. Right, who we got this time? Right, you got. Oh, this is for user. They've got great names, haven't they? User in 3FMYL, whatever the hell it is, right? What does that even say? You got the same name as DJ Dick. I don't even know what it means. Right, oh, here's a good one. This is for Stratman9449. This chippy chappy thinks he's really clever. Shouldn't be flying drones all over the place. End off. End off? You mean end off? End off. Take his end off. Oh, no. Right, what we got here? The David Sims. What? Oh, come here. What does this say? The David Sims. Oh, I'm not showing you these, am I? It should be in the screen. The David Sims, what an absolute moron. How can you watch your drone if you're looking at the screen? From the drone code, always keep your drone or model aircraft in sight. I don't even need to explain why that is so ridiculous. Right? Oh, I think I've got about 30 seconds left. I've got this, the very last one. What was the last one? Because I quite liked it. Right, here's the last one. I think this is the last one for the day. What a nasty little man you are. Almost certainly a right-wing establishment bootlegger. Your most successful videos are piggybacking off auditors. Seriously though, your childish little dances are embarrassing. One of YouTube's biggest narcissistic midgets. And with that, I'll bid you thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Good grief.